Pillars for an excellent marriage. Today we look at things that would make a woman live. Last time we had looked at the things that would make a man live. What about a woman? What would make her live? Because marriage is an institution made of two mature opposite gender. There is nothing like marriage made of two masculine energies or two feminine energies, or between a human being and an animal. That's not a marriage. That is abomination. No matter how civilized we are, wickedness is wickedness. We cannot baptize it. What would make a woman live? Or apart from so many things that we speak about, number one is lack of respect and emotional regret. If you look at the marriages of today, marriages of this generation, respect, they are saying, it is not given, but it is earned. But they didn't know that respect is an ingredient that makes the marriage thrive. So if you remove respect of your partner, whether it is public or private, because there are men that treat their women as if they are cabbages, because they are brought up with that male chauvinism mindset. So they live with women with an iron fist, dictatorial mindset, tyrannic approach. So when you disrespect, or let me say, you cause an injury of disrespect to a woman, that woman, chances are she will withdraw. And emotional regret. There are men, most of the African men, I'm not saying all men, most of the African men, they do not understand emotional psychology. So they think this thing is supposed to be done from feminine to masculinity. They have not been able to see it from a masculine to feminine. And it has become, if you look at most marriages, emotional demand of most of the marriages nowadays is transactional. Is when you want something, or you want to influence things to a certain direction that would favor you. So emotional regret. Something else is incompatibility. Incompatibility. A case of inability to integrate into each other. The Bible says, and the two shall become one flesh. If that is not happening, it means you are in marriage but the two fresh. Already that is a divorce by itself. Because you are there in the body, but in the spirit you're not there. Because what puts a person in the marriage is compatibility or integration into each other. Number three is infidelity. There are those who are blessed with the heart of forgiving. But when infidelity becomes a pattern, most of the women, and especially the civilized, educated, and career type, they don't give it a chance of healing. They close the shop. They close the shop indefinitely. Infidelity. For instance, you apprehend your husband with your housemate, or with your sister, or with your friend. You call it betrayal or whatever. You notice many women, they would prefer to take a walk than even fight for that marriage. There is, it's not worth me investing and risking myself to fight for. They just walk away. Infidelity is one of the major causes. Now today the problem is infidelity is across the board. The man is infidel, the woman is infidel. So we have two infidels in the house. This one has come from Beroji, and this one has come from Beroji, and then you meet in the house. The woman comes with another man's spirit, and the man comes home with another woman's spirit, and then you go the apana. That's not marriage. It's not marriage. Yeah, the Lord said, marriage bed must be kept pure, and a marriage honored by all, for God will punish the violators of marriage principles. So infidelity, that's what Jesus said, nothing should separate the two that the Lord have joined together, unless an act of marital unfaithfulness. Something else is domestic violence. We say peace is paramount. When the man becomes aggressive physically, so you are battering your woman, instead of risking your own health and even life, because sometimes you'll be injured. There is a guy, he had just married a woman, and he wanted to divorce her, and the woman was there sticking and was refusing to go. And one day he came and he beat that woman very mercilessly, and to a point he broke her hand. And after that, the woman picked her things and just went away. Because now it was the case of security issue here. Because what if she went and took a P3? The guy could have been put behind the bars with whatever they are calling it, I don't know what. Gender-based violence. And he could have been imprisoned. But the lady was somehow mature because was older than the guy. And today that lady is so blessed. So domestic violence. Something else is a lack of intimacy. We were speaking about their emotional regret, lack of intimacy. There are marriages that sexually they died a long time ago, and I've met this one very much. And you hear that woman telling you, me, I'm going away. Me, these marriages, because he's saying 1 year, 2 years, my husband has never touched me. What am I doing there? Am I his maid? Am I his sister? Am I his mother? And you see, she has a point. Because where does she get that services from? And if she goes out of the marriage when she's in the house of her husband, to be called adultery. So lack of intimacy. And this one has made many marriages to go down. Poor communication and conflict resolution. Poor communication and poor conflict resolution. A man who doesn't know how to reason, doesn't know how to speak through the problem. You know, there are men who are dictatorial, tyrannic. If it is either my way or no one else's way, that one, there are women who don't entertain that kind of narcissistic approach and mindset. Something else is unmet emotional needs. We go back to the lack of intimacy, lack of or unmet emotional needs, and that is making many women go outside the marriage when emotionally a woman's needs are not being met. Something else is feeling unappreciated, when you don't feel like you're a part of this. You're just there like a lone ranger. You're just there like an inferior person. When you feel unappreciated, there's a marriage just down here. It broke simply because of the man said, in this marriage, whenever I do something, nobody sees that I'm doing anything. And he got tired. And the marriage ended just like that because of feeling unappreciated. Something else is breakdown of trust. Trust is the backbone of every marriage. When the trust is broken, then that marriage is a share. Something else is unmet expectations. Promises that have not yet been fulfilled. Yes.